The sky trembled as Zeus, the wielder of thunder, gazed upon his newborn sons. Aetherion, the elder, radiating an aura of light and warmth, his golden eyes reflecting his father's majesty. Nisus, the younger, was cloaked in shadows even as an infant, his piercing gaze filled with a mysterious darkness. Despite their differences, Zeus loved both sons equally, believing that they were destined to complement each other. However, the fates whispered of a coming storm, one that would put brother against brother and shake Olympus to its core. As the sons of Zeus grew, their contrasting natures became apparent. Aetherion was noble and kind, always eager to help both gods and mortals. He trained diligently with Athena, a goddess of wisdom, mastering the art of combat and the principles of justice. He would often descend to the mortal realm to guide lost travelers, heal the sick, or banish monstrous creatures. The mortals revered him, erecting temples in his honor. Nisus, on the other hand, was drawn to the darker corners of Olympus. He sought power above all else, experimenting with forbidden magic and forming alliances with exiled beings. While Aetherion basked in the love of the gods, Nisus felt overshadowed and forgotten. His envy festered, turning into resentment. One fateful day, Nisus ventured into the abyssal depths, the ancient prisons of the Titans. There, he encountered Cronus, the defeated father of Zeus, who whispered promises of power. "Why serve a king who casts you into the shadows?" Cronus hissed. "Take what is rightfully yours. The throne of Olympus should belong to you, not your brother." Nisus listened intensely, his heart hardening. He vowed to overthrow Zeus and claim the throne for himself. Cronus granted him the power of the abyss, transforming Nisus into a being of unmatched strength, capable of commanding legions of shadowy creatures. While Nisus plotted in darkness, Aetherion continued to shine as a beacon of hope. One day, the city of Myrana was besieged by the Leviathan serpent, a beast so massive it blocked out the sun. Aetherion, armed with his golden spear, descended to face the monster. The battle raged for hours, shaking the earth and sky. Finally, Aetherion drove his spear through the Leviathan's heart, saving the city. The mortals rejoiced, singing his praises. Zeus, watching from Olympus, declared Aetherion the champion of the gods. Nisus, hearing of his brother's triumph, seethed with rage. He vowed to destroy Aetherion and prove himself as a superior son. Nisus' terror began to spread across the mortal world. Villages were razed, storms unleashed, and rivers turned to blood. Zeus summoned Nisus to Olympus, hoping to reason with him. "Why do you bring destruction to the wall I entrusted you to protect?" Zeus demanded. "You entrusted the wall to Aetherion." Nisus spat. "I am nothing more than a shadow in your eyes, but no longer. Soon Olympus will kneel before me." Zeus' heart broke, but his resolve hardened. He knew Nisus had become a threat not just to Olympus, but to all creation. Nisus, now fully corrupted, assembled an army of titans, giants, and shadow creatures. They marched towards Olympus, their footsteps shaking the heavens. Zeus called upon the gods to prepare for war. Aetherion stood before his father, his spear in hand. "I will face Nisus, father. He is my brother, and I must be the one to stop him." Zeus nodded solemnly. "Be careful, my son. Nisus is no longer the brother you knew. He wields the power of the abyss, and his heart is consumed by darkness." Nisus' forces stormed the gates of Olympus, their roars echoing through the divine palace. The gods fought valiantly, but Nisus' power was overwhelming. He confronted Zeus in the hall of thunder, his voice filled with venom. "Step down, old man. Your reign is over." Zeus raised his lightning bolt. "You may take my throne when you pry it from my cold hands." The battle was cataclysmic, shaking the foundations of Olympus. Thunder and shadow clashed, lightening up the sky. But as the powerful Zeus was, Nemesis' abyssal magic began to overpower him. As Zeus faltered, Atherion appeared, his golden armor glowing brightly. Enough, Nemesis. Your hatred has blinded you. Surrender before it consumes you entirely. Nemesis laughed cruelly. You think you can stop me, brother? You are a mere pawn of our father. The brothers clashed, their powers lightening up the battlefield. Atherion's strikes were swift and precise, while Nemesis' attack were wild and destructive. The heavens wept as their duel raged on, gods and mortals alike watching in awe and fear. In a moment of clarity, Atherion saw an opening. Summoning all strength, he drove his spear into Nemesis' chest. The shadows around Nemesis dissipated, and he collapsed to the ground, defeated. Zeus stepped forward, his voice heavy with sorrow. Nemesis, you chose this path. You could have been a great god, but your greed has led you here. With a wave of hands, Zeus banished Nemesis to Tartarus, where he would remain imprisoned for eternity. With Nemesis defeated, peace returned to Olympus. Zeus summoned the gods and proclaimed Atherion as their heir. You have proven yourself worthy, my son, not just in strength but in wisdom and compassion. Rule Olympus with the justice he deserves. Atherion knelt, humbled by the honor. I will save Olympus and all creation, Father, as you have. The gods cheered, and the mortals below celebrated the new heir. Atherion's light shone brighter than ever, a beacon of hope in a world that had seen darkness.